welcome back to the channel. My name's Bushcraft, and today we're going to do prep now, even though it's a day late. But I've been so busy this week, from trying to get my truck fixed to getting my cats fixed. Many of you may or not know, before the COVID thing started, hopefully I don't get in trouble for saying that word, but I've fostered some cats, and I was supposed to take them back once they got to a certain age, and when it hit, everything shut down and I couldn't take them back. And I told them I would go ahead and continue to foster them. Well, a whole year and a half went by, so it's very doubtful that these little guys would have received a home. So I decided to go ahead and keep them. So with that, I had to get them fixed. So I've been saving my money up to actually get them fixed. There's 5 cats in all. So sometimes you guys see them, they jump up on the back of my chair and whatnot, and it's kind of hard to let them go after you've cared and loved for a cat or whatever it is for so long. So I end up keeping them. But besides that, yeah, it's been a busy week. Now let's go ahead and get started on these shortages. And a lot of these shortages, you'll also see very high price hikes, which we are already seeing that anyway. But it will get, if with the end of this month, you're going to see these shortages, if you even see this stuff at all, for a good while. So let's go ahead and get to the list, shall we? The first thing on the list is turkeys and chickens. Mainly on the turkey side, it's going to be the smaller bird sizes. You're not going to see many of those. If you do, the prices are going to a lot higher. I've heard people say $1.99 a pound, $2.99 a pound, and up. So after the Thanksgiving time, it'll either go way up or you just won't see it. I got a weird cat noise over there. After you see these things, after Thanksgiving, a lot of that turkeys will be gone. You won't see them until, hard to say when, but that means your turkey breasts, your ground turkeys, and all that stuff. Chickens, the same thing. Chickens has been up and down, and they're blaming it on chicken sandwiches and buffalo wings and all kinds of stuff. But Tyson is saying they just can't put out enough or process enough chicken because they don't have the workers. So that's why you're going to see extremely high shortages in the next month or two because of that. The next thing is beef and bacon. Many of you already know that bacon is really high, $7 to $10 to $12 per pound and 12 ounces. A lot of times you won't even get a pound for that much. It'll be just 12 ounces. And the same process with that is they're not enough manpower is what they're saying. Now it could be wrong, there could be enough, and that's just an excuse that there's shortages and stuff. And for beef, a lot of times, some of our beef does come from Australia, and you know how things are going over there, plus unloading over here. So the next thing is carbonated beverages, and that's beer, soda pop, things like that. And that's because of not so much of aluminum cans and plastic and everything, which is a factor, but carbonation, carbon dioxide, to put the carbon, the bubbles, yeah, that thing. So that's a major issue, and that also goes inside with the beef. Everybody loves the nice pink, pretty colors of beef, and that's because once beef comes in contact with oxygen, it starts turning brown, which it's still fine, but it's not as appealing. But the thing is, carbon dioxide is used to keep the pink color on beef, so that's an issue for the beef thing. The next thing would be canned pumpkin, of all things, and that's the pumpkin puree and all that stuff. And there has been issues with pumpkin because of a fungus. It's something that hits pumpkins, and they rot up and die and stuff like that. So there's going to be a shortage of pumpkins, and that could, and this is not so much the pumpkins that you buy, the jack-o'-lanterns and things like that. It's the pumpkins that they use for actual making pumpkin pie and things like that. Because I mean, you can use those types of pumpkins, the big ones, but the flavor is not so good. So there's certain sizes and whatnot for what they use for that stuff. The next thing on the list is bottled water shortages. Not only is it going to be because it's a plastic bottle, but there is a process of filtering water and sterilizing it and running it through all that fancy stuff to make it clean and sparkly for you. So there is a major shortage of bottled water, and you're going to start seeing more and more of it. The next thing would be canned food, plain and simple, but not for the reasons you may think. It's because right now we're under a aluminum shortage. So any container of canned food or whatnot, and this goes back to aluminum for your pops and your beers and things. Prices are already going up. A 12-pack a pop is already $7-8, and that's on sale. So you're going to start seeing it well over $10 for a 12-pack of pop, if you see it. And you're going to start seeing less and less of the specialty pops, or the not so popular ones. Like, you're going to only see Mountain Dew, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, and Sprite, and then none of the little off stuff. Like, what I like to drink is Squirt, the grapefruit flavored pop, and things like that. But again, that goes back to anything that's canned in aluminum. So a lot of our meats now are canned in aluminum cans. So be on the lookout for that stuff. And a lot of things that you see, these pop-up cans, those aluminum. So there's going to be shortages of that stuff. So be on the lookout for those things. Get this stuff while you can. The next one is bread. Yep, bread, donuts, little snack cakes, and all that stuff. And that's because of the droughts and the high temperatures. And I've said it before about the wheat. We've been hit last year and this year. We've been hit so hard on our wheat. It's the most devastating we've been hit on our wheat crops. And with shortages, it's a double whammy. So you're going to start seeing a lot more of it. So I would suggest getting all the flour and yeast and all that stuff that you can get a hold of and store it and whatnot. Because and start learning how to make bread. There's plenty of channels out there that show you how to make bread and whatnot, good recipes, simple ways, and things like that. So something to start thinking about. The next thing is, I hate to say it, but for those drinkers, liquor, and that's, you know, tequila, vodka, those types of things, because there's an actual process that takes time to make those things, and also imports that we don't actually make here. We get from other places, so there's a lot of that stuff in the cargo ships that are still sitting there. I've been keeping an eye on one ship, and they finally started unloading today, and then they stopped. So, and that's been over a week for one ship, which usually they unload a ship within 4 hours. So somebody's dragging their feet. So be on the lookout for the liquor stuff. And now, I know this is not human food, but they're just some of our fur babies, our little pets, are just like family members. So I stuck this in here because, yeah, just because. Pet food. A lot of shortages on pet food right now, and that's dry food and canned food. So dry food, most cat food and dog food will only last a year. I've seen people say they can can it and this and that, and some of that is true, yes, but even vacuum sealing it, because it has a lot of fatty stuff in it, so fat will always go rancid first and spoil your cat food or your dog food. So it's something to think about. Maybe get stockpiling some canned food up just in case. There's also healthy ways to feed your animals. Trying to incorporate this into their their eating habits. But also the next thing would be cheese. Yes, cheese. And again, some cheeses, the harder cheeses, the ones that take a while to age, you just won't see those because it takes a while for those to be made. And if there's a stockpile, then we've done ran out those. I was at Walmart today, the whole cheese aisle empty. The next thing would be eggs. Yes, there is a shortage of eggs right now, and it's only going to get worse with the cold weather and stuff, because many of you homesteaders and farmers and whatnot, when the weather starts getting cold, chickens just stop laying eggs, sometimes very little or none at all. So during this time of the year, it's very likely we'll run out of those eggs. So TJ Preps just did a very nice video about storing and freezing eggs. She shows you how to do it and also how to cook them, even the frozen ones, and they turn out just fine. So that's another thing to check out. But there you have it, eggs. And also, I'm also seeing another shortage and this is being reported by farmers and whatnot. It's milk. 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 There's a big shortage of milk right now. The farmers are saying that they can't keep up with the demand and whatnot. And yes, there was a lot of reports of farmers just dumping milk because they couldn't get it to market. And this was because of the less people were going to restaurants, and those people, that farmers and things that were selling just to the restaurants and various places, could not get it to them, and they just weren't buying, so they couldn't afford to repackage to sell to the public or anything, so it was dumped. But there you have it. These are just the basic shortages that will be coming, or just the prices would be so high you can't do anything with it. I kind of try to do these every once in a while and keep everybody up to date of the stuff that's coming about. And a lot of times it's mainly the same thing, but sometimes there's a few things that are different in these lists. So hopefully this helps somebody to get out there and get the stuff now before it's gone, or yeah, too high. So other than that, guys, God bless, and keep on doing that prepping thing. Till next time, bye.